Hello and welcome to another crotch-caressingly fulfilling episode of Techspert Weekly. And on this week's episode, we yank out our tech telescope and have a proper squint at the upcoming Nothing Phone 2. And by tech telescope, yes, I do mean my penis. Also, drama unfolds as Mr. Wanksock discovers his unexpected genealogy. After running your sock DNA through the computer, I can reveal that your genetic makeup is 80% Ed Sheeran. Ah, you take that back, you f***ing cocksplat! According to these lab results, it's true. At some point, Ed Sheeran jizzed in a pair of tights and that's your origin story. Seriously, stop talking or I'll bury a hammer in your fuzzy little skull. Anyway, what the f*** are you? You look like a rabbit fucked a chicken. And razor blades at the ready as we delve deep into last week's viewer comments. Fee-fi fingle, I smell a jingle. Techspert Weekly. So we're less than 2 weeks away from the long-awaited Nothing extravaganza. And no, sadly, I don't mean the sudden implosion of the entire universe and the sweet embrace of the abyss. I'm talking about a new smartphone. Yay! The Nothing Phone 2 is launching on Tuesday, July the 11th at 4 PM Blighty time, as confirmed by a slightly sinister or possibly saucy tentacular tease. I already pondered in a previous episode if this is a reference to some sort of bold new hentai theme. After all, type tentacle into Google with safe search switched off, as you absolutely should, and you'll be blasted with a barrage of anime girls being unceremoniously transformed into sushi kebabs by all manner of nasty, gropey, monstery things. It's the kind of stuff that H.P. Lovecraft would probably jizz himself senseless over if he wasn't massively dead. God bless you, Japan. Don't ever change. But what do we actually know about this potentially hentaified blower so far? Well, let's have a fresh look at all of those tasty leaks, rumours, etc. before we get the official goodness. To begin with, Nothing itself has already trickled out some info on its upcoming phone just this week, including this here short video all about the revamped Glyph setup. Swedish House Mafia, a band that I know absolutely sweet effie about, has apparently teamed up with Nothing to slap together a Glyph composer, which allows you to record your own sequence of disco lights and synthy shenanigans. Once crafted, you can then use your creation as a ringtone or some sort of notifications thingy. So first up, apparently Swedish House Mafia is a group of DJs, not a band, thus proving I know absolutely nothing about modern music unless it's a bunch of sweaty, hairy, shouty guys. Some quick fun facts about Swedish House Mafia, courtesy of some poppy website. They're Swedish, apparently. They play house music. Okay, so this is definitely the most literal group name of all time. Oh Christ, does that mean they're actually part of the Mafia then? Better not read out any derogatory facts in case I wake up with a severed horse's cock lodged right up my rectum. Anyway, the Glyph composer is apparently also coming to the Nothing Phone 1, so owners of the original don't have to feel like they're massively missing out. And here's hoping that Nothing teams up with some other groupie bandy people in the future, preferably some of those hairy, sweaty, shouty ones. And this video also reveals that the design of the Nothing Phone 2 hasn't changed up much at all from the original, besides a different flashy disco light arrangement. This new blower is once again a flat-edged beast, possibly a mite bigger this time with a 6.7-inch OLED screen slapped on the front. Seems like the selfie cam is centrally positioned now, but most of the other bits look very familiar. And looks like all those rumours of a sexy new RGB Glyph light setup for that back end were just a massive sack of cheesy arse biscuits. Boo. As for the internals, well, Carl has already revealed that the Nothing Phone 2 would be powered by a Snapdragon 8 series chipset, the 8 Plus Gen 1 from last year to be precise, which is still a beefy bugger. So the fresh blower should merrily run any game out there for years to come without metaphorically fouling its metaphorical pants. And Mr. Pei has also confirmed he's boosting the battery size with the original's 4500 mAh cell upgraded to a 4700 mAh effort, so you can enjoy the tentacly good times for even longer. Superb. Oh, and of course you'll have that snazzy new Nothing Cables CC bunged in the box, with its hardy construction and funky transparent design. Just the tip though, it's not the full length that's see-through. And good news for Yanks too, because apparently the Nothing Phone 2 will actually be released stateside, so you too can enjoy confused sideways glances every time you yank out your hyperactive flashing smartphone. Anyway, that's all the leaks, rumours and other Nothing Phone 2 shenanigans, so please do join me again on July the 11th. I'll be waiting here with a tray of freshly baked muffins and some piping hot Nothing Phone 2 content. Actually, the muffins thing is a complete lie. The best thing I could offer you is a tray of tepid Finder's crispy pancakes. Your Uncle Spurt sadly ain't much of a whiz in the kitchen unless it involves your mum, a piping bag and a jar of Marmite. Anywho, now it's time for the part of the show that on average contains more bollocks than a Tory party conference inside of a sausage roll factory. It's viewer comments. Viewer comments. And this week it's Mr. Pink who kicks us off. Hello Mr. Pink, who says, came for the Z Flip update, ate dinner at my desk with a vision of fleshlights oozing their contents out on the washing line. Yeah, I really should put some sort of disclaimer at the start of these videos. May contain references to willy excreta, wank socks and other things not typically found in videos about smartphones. Rated J for Jizztastic. Anyway, heartfelt apologies for that Mr. Pink. I hope you weren't eating anything that involved mayonnaise. Matt Cox says, so long Mark, don't forget your complimentary drying stand at the door on your way out. Lols. Leave poor old Mark alone. Actually, Mark's long f***ing gone, isn't he? So whatever. WMerch3 says, you'll now be prompted to buy a fleshlight for the next 2 months in every web page. I think what you mean is another fleshlight. I'm not sure I need a pair of them though, because despite what this enormous bulge in the trouserial region might suggest, I am only endowed with the single cock. Also on the topic of fleshlight drying stands, Impaired Spoon says, you had to Google it. You mean you had to check the email order confirmation? You got me fella, guilty as charged. It's me, Gordy, it says, so when you get to 1 million subs you're going to review the drying stand, that's what I heard, right? I think the only porny type thing that I've ever reviewed was back in my Recombu days when I was out at IFA in Berlin and Naughty America got a whole bunch of us tech journalists together in a hotel lobby to test out their latest cutting-edge VR porno service. That wasn't at all super awkward, sat there in a public space with a whole bunch of your friends and colleagues testing out hardcore smut while random strangers just wander right by you, wondering what the living is going on. Cow Chow says, don't change Baldy. Yeah, message received loud and clear, sir. And we do actually have some correspondence about smartphones as well, believe it or not. On the subject of Z Flip 5, lots of people saying that they wouldn't buy one until the price comes down a bit. Sadly, however, the latest rumours suggest that price is actually going to be trickling up, if anything, thanks to that bloody massive cover display. Antoine Ford says, the hell? Didn't the Z Flip 4 just come out? I mean, it might feel like it, but it was actually like 9-10 months ago now. I think the problem here is that life is just absolutely disappearing at a terrifying rate. And yet you're still choosing to spend some of it watching me bang on in my garage about phones and things you put your bits in. Which, please do keep continuing to do that, otherwise I can't eat and, more importantly, drink. Stoolwell says, I'm struggling to get behind foldables. They're about as appealing as an unwashed flappy fleshlight on James Corden's washing line during an especially windy day. And now I have the not at all appealing image of a tornado of James jizz flying right at my face. Baby5288 says, I'm looking forward to the day you hit 1 million subscribers. Keep up the great work. And also, how can you edit an entire 13-minute video in under 30 minutes? Rather badly, as it turns out. Mythic Sun says, on the one hand, you're giving James Corden more publicity by constantly bringing him up, but on the other hand, he can't exactly get any more infamous. Yeah, sadly, I think that his Late Show YouTube channel had significantly better numbers than mine. Let's check this out. 28.4 million subscribers. And that picture just makes me want to throw my phone against the wall and then throw myself out of the window. And Nick Saki says, why are you so hard on James Corden? Is he your man crush? Oh god, maybe that is why I'm obsessed with the lad. It's not at all because I find him a repulsive, talentless hack who almost certainly sucked Satan's thingy to get his fame and fortune. It's actually because I want his babies. I'm kind of feeling seen here. Actually, I kind of feel like Alicia Silverstone in Clueless when she finally figures out that she wants to shag Paul Rudd. RSM200 says, I keep finding weird and bizarre things in the bowels of the internet because of this guy. And that's the way it works. Unfortunately, just when you think you've seen all of the depraved shit that lingers on the internet, something else comes along to scar you for life. See, we never had this problem with teletext back in the day. You know, the worst you ever got in there was the occasional slightly blue joke. Certainly no pages dedicated to rimming. Although someone did tell me once that apparently the German version of teletext, whatever on earth that was, apparently that got a bit saucy at times. The uninvited guest says, the last time I was in Spain, an American came up to me and said that I sounded like I was a Geordie from Newcastle. I was so drunk that when he went off to the toilet, I peed in his lager. He drank it off straight away. His friends encouraged him as they saw what I did. I mean, what marvellous mates right there. He must have been a really popular lad if they just let him drink piss. Must have been really bloody good lager as well if he didn't even notice. Oh, and Mr. Uninvited Guest continues, by the way, I am a Mackham and for my sins a Sunderland supporter. It's alright mate, I've got a warm fuzzy feeling in my belly and it's not just that bottle of Kahlua that I downed earlier today. I think the dark days of supporting SAFC are well behind us mate. I've got optimistic, high hopes for the future. Yeah, that probably is just the booze talking to be honest. Really running out of time, so better make these the last few comments. Nicholas Train Becker says, do viewer comments from Techspert Weekly get featured in next week's Techspert Weekly or just the videos in between? Well, hopefully this has answered your question. Mr. Reed Monkey simply says, Clagnuts. Same to you too, sir. Real Spookster says, there's Uncle Support Law now. I won't leave this channel until the death of Wanksock. That's all good, mate. Mr. Wanksock is basically just like a hamster. When one dies, just slap some cardboard eyes on another similar looking black sock and job done. And Tori Dial says, did something hit you on the head or have you burnt your bonds? Most likely all of the above, to be honest, but I did have to pop out earlier to put the bins out, so I've probably got 3rd degree burns on my scalp from that one. Anywho, a massive thank you to everyone who commented last week. Please do smash down your thoughts and everything else in the comments below, and we'll try and breeze our way through as many of those as possible next week. And speaking of next week,
this is about next week.
Well, it's the Honour launch on Thursday next week in Gay Paris, and I will be there slapping on my stripy jumper and beret and wafting a baguette, busting out my best French phrases like où est la bibliothèque, and then likely getting turned away from passport control for being an utter c***. So definitely come back for more on all of that shenanigans. We'll have Techspert Weekly, of course, this time next week, and some other tech tidbits in between. So have yourselves a bloody lovely weekend, everyone, and I'll see you on the flip side. Cheers, love you!